right, today's Monday, June 6th, 2022, and I'm out here unboxing some stuff that I ordered for the engine that's going into the 60. So just to give a little recap here of what the stuff is and where I got it. Most of it on eBay. This is just a generic made in China transmission mount. They sell them on eBay for $59 to $64. 700 R4 swaps, and it fits the 6L80. It's the same thing. So came raw, came with the mount, came with some hardware that doesn't reach, so I have to get longer bolts. Seems pretty good. It fits. I mocked it up on the frame already. I got some dirty dingo sliders, and I believe I got these off of eBay as well, but they sell them on their website. And they're for the Gen 5 LT swap. And these are original small block motor mounts that I bought new with hardware. And essentially these things slide like that, so they can go anywhere. You can dial it in and put it wherever you want. These things are really well made. We put the same thing on Bobby's car, and I believe we're going to do the same thing on the 68. These things are really well made, made in USA. And everything's machined real nice. Came with all the hardware needed, and these motor mounts fit right in place. Transmission pan. My buddy with the red rocket recommended this. He said that the stock pan does fit, but it's a little low to the ground, and this is just basically a shallower pan with a drain plug, which is great. And filter, and I have a gasket too. Gasket's put away, but I got this actually on Amazon with the gasket. It's a genuine GM rubber gasket, and actually I have it right here. That's the part number. It's for 6L80 transmission, shallow pan. Amazon, came within 2 days, surprisingly. Oil pan, I got this off eBay as well. These things are not cheap. It's about $400 oil pan, and it did not come with the gasket. So unfortunately, came with the pickup tube and everything you need to mount it, minus the gasket. It's for shallow application. This is definitely needed to do the swap, because if not, that original oil pan is gonna hit the crossmember. So fortunately, that's a must-have in order to do a swap with an LS or an LT. Here's a motor. I don't know if I've showed this on the channel yet, but it's a 2018, I believe, LT Gen 5 5.3. It's a pull-out complete with the transmission. I've got this several months back, and yeah, like I said, it was complete pull-out. Came with everything. Fuse box, the whole job. I'm going to be ordering a front drive assembly for it. I haven't decided on which company I'm going to go with, or if I'm going to go polished or black or what. But that's the gist of it. So here in the next few days, hopefully before the weekend, depending on how work schedule goes, I'm going to be mocking it up on the frame. And essentially, we're going to be using the original motor mounts that are going to bolt to the original style rubber motor mount. And I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I'm pretty sure that the way it's going to go is the transmission's going to fall onto the transmission mount, and then wherever the motor mounts fall on the frame, the factory motor mounts, small block motor mounts, are going to get welded in place, and then you can slide this back and forth. So I don't see it being very difficult, especially when we pull the body off. Should be relatively easy. So I just want to document this stuff. So all that's left is buy the front end assembly, take all this thing apart, paint it, make it pretty, put it back on the motor once the frame is done. I'm sorry, put it back on the frame when the frame is done. So we're still in the mock-up stage, but we're making progress. So I will bring you guys back on later this week once I start actually gutting into that LT motor. Bring you guys back. All right, today's June 11th, 2022. It's Saturday. We're going to be doing multiple things here. Going to be working on the 68, but this video right here is about this LT motor. So yesterday, me and the boy, we gutted this motor. Well, took the front drive off and all the wiring. Man, there's a lot of wiring and a lot of clips, and none of the clips are the same. That was a pain in the ass. I don't know what GM's thinking on these things, but man, so many different clips. And then we took the exhaust manifolds off. We took the front drive assembly off, water pump, alternator, smog pump, AC compressor. Pretty straightforward. Everything is either 10, 13, or 15 millimeter. So what we plan to do at some point, either today or tomorrow, is we're going to get this thing on the hoist. This is a 2018 5.3 with a 6L80 transmission. It's going into 60. Plan to get this thing on the hoist. We got to swap the oil pan out for this more shallow pan, which I showed previously. Take the motor mounts off, put on the sliders, and then hopefully set it on the frame. Got to lift the body up off the frame and then set this motor on the frame, find out where the motor mounts go. We're going to weld the motor mounts to the frame, and then we have to do the trunk uprights for the hydraulics through the trunk, the upright post, battery rack post, or whatever you want to call it. Somewhere around here, somewhere around there. Once that's done, I believe the body's good to come off the frame again, and we can start making the frame pretty. Should be all the welding and everything done on the frame. Still have to cut out the holes for the cylinder. But that's going to be this weekend's plan. I don't see why we can't get that. It's pretty easy. Pretty easy, I think. But we spent about 3 hours yesterday unbolting everything and saved everything because this is the same motor that's in my truck. So I have a lot of extra parts. I have alternator, AC compressor, pulleys and stuff, but I doubt I'll ever need it, but it's good to have. So bring you guys back once we get some work in. So we just took the oil pan off. We took the intake off. And now we're gonna throw this, just mock up this, I don't even think it's a Holly. Shallow oil pan. Bolt the motor mounts to it, and then wheel it over there. Not bad, huh? Little 283.
150 horse.
150 horsepower. Yeah, 2-speed.
2-speed on the back.
All right, so I guess we'll put the oil pan on. Just a couple bolts, 4 bolts. Just to...
Gotta put on the surgical glove. I won't dirty it.
Yeah, I mean, that stuff is like, it doesn't wash off. So we need to take a vote here if I should paint the block or not. And what color?
Should front plate it.
Yeah.
Hey, ready?
Yeah, you need a lab coat.
Yeah, go bring your nut. Hey, I'll drop it in your brakes.
Yeah, it's cast aluminum, probably will break.
Yeah.
Where the bolts at? Here?
You need both for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Got it?
Now a little towards you.
Towards me?
Yeah, you do that. That's good.
I'll get it from the back. Got it.
Huh?
I'll be all right.
13 on the impact. Can't believe this thing didn't even come with bolts, man. $400. Didn't even come with a gasket. But you say they're reusable?
Yeah, that's it.
Huh. And they make these things probably with like $3 worth of aluminum, man.
They take Bud Light beer cans.
Hey, y'all probably didn't see, man. I think in Ohio or somewhere, a foundry, a dude fell into the crucible.
Oh, no way.
That was it.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it was on the news.
But he didn't feel a thing.
Well, the story said that half of them fell in, and then the other half of them fell on the ground. So it melted in half. It's like 1,800 degrees or something like that, man.
Something like that you want for.
That's what the shop feels like right now. A crucible.
Crucible.
You need to put that on the front door.
Yeah, you should. I'm just gonna.
And then one back here. Go. That's it. Yep. Now motor mounts.
That's me that plate.
Yeah, just the big solid one. So that's essentially a spacer, then, you say?
Do you got the?
Yep.
I'm going to surgery, man.
Yep. Fits right on. Some dirty dingoes,
I'm gonna put you to sleep, Ken.
made in USA.
You need some anesthesia.
Yeah. Yeah. Bobby, you gave it a look.
look.
Oh my God.
He already on the anesthesia. The other side.
Spacer's right there. So this is a heat shield.
Yeah.
Rubber. Foam. What?
Passenger.
Huh?
Put it on the wrong side.
How you know that?
Passenger.
Oh, it says P on it?
Yeah.
Well, then the motor mounts are wrong then. Or I guess the dingo sliders are universal. Uh-oh. So you didn't take your crank off, huh? The pulley? Oh. It says driver. It says driver. Oh, okay.
No, I didn't have to. Because the pulley accessory drive that I bought was for the truck.
Truck crank pulley.
Time to change the plugs after paint.
327 plug fit.
Where should we go?
No, 283 only.
Which way did we go?
Like that.
You got all four? You got three?
Got one right here. green paint. We're gonna roll the dice later to decide what color we're gonna paint the frame.
After how many beers?
Well, this guy, he only bought 24 and there's 4 of us.
So after 1 beer.
Yeah.
It's, yeah, his one beer.
All right.
Easier release. This is for the air pump, huh?
Smog pump.
No need a.
You cap it off on yours?
Yeah.
It comes with, you had to buy a plate or something?
No. They didn't have those plates when I bought mine, so mine is just 2 plugs. Boom, boom. With the Allen.
So we'll bring you back once we get the sliders on. All right, here we are. Got a lot done today. Got the uprights welded for the battery rack in the future. Holes cut out. Holes cut out. That one was kind of tricky. I had Bobby G do that. The main event over here is we got the motor mocked up. We just threw the intake on there right now. The intake is not gonna work unless we do, well, we can make it work, but I think I'm gonna go with a car intake. So we swapped the oil pan, as previously seen. Dirty Dingo sliders. Right now, the thing is all the way to the back, so it can go forward. Go forward on the transmission mount also. We did have to shave a little bit off of the transmission there to make it clear the floor pan, but it clears. So we had to make a little relief cut. That's all it needs. So I'm gonna weld some more sheet metal in there, clean that up. But the motor's mocked. Without the intake, the car sits all the way down. No issues. So I think I'll do that and bring you guys right back. All right, so here we are. It squats all the way down. I'm gonna be running a low car transmission dipstick. I'm gonna do away with that. Haven't decided on the pulley kit yet, but what we did was we welded in the small block motor mounts with the Dirty Dingo sliders. No spacer. If you run the spacer, it wants to put a harder angle on the pinion or on the transmission to drive shaft. So no spacer, even though they supplied them. So next up is to figure out how we're going to shave this firewall. But motor's in there. My plan worked pretty good. Uprights have a little bit of slack. In case we have to shift the body to get the bumpers good. So just trying to think ahead. That's it. That's a wrap. So we're going to be running headers and a front end drive kit and probably do a car intake, paint it, the whole process. But this is a 2018 LT1 Gen 5. And I want to say it's got about 30,000 miles on it. So if you guys enjoyed this video, stay tuned for more work.